clear. Excellent. Oh, Roger, thank you so much. I will certainly be getting a copy of that. Funny enough, long story short is myself and my father used to make documentaries about old closed railways in the southwest. And as you're talking there, I'm working on new ones. Again, the long story short is Dad used to do all the script and narration on these films, but he passed away about 20 years ago. But as you were talking there, in my head, I was thinking to myself, oh, actually, yeah, tell the story of the people, not just the line and that kind of thing. And again, the sort of fluidity of how it just needs to sort of change a little to make it just that little bit more interesting and grasping.
I learned about anoraks when I was in England. And how big of a deal that is. Some people just love the trains and to watch the trains and to mark it off on their form when they come through. And it's a huge passion for people.
I mean, I'm not a train buff. Dad was. I'm not a train buff, but we used to collect old home movie footage of these films, and some of it we actually had some movie footage from like 1898 of a train going from North Devon, which is down in the southwest. And again, it's absolutely fascinating. And the comments that I get, like you say, that people are really fascinated by the story, by the people, by the trains, and all that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, like I say, that I've started a new script for a local railway, but I'm going to have to rethink it to put it in a way that, like I say, that there's a narrative that has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a sort of like a quite a. Unfortunately, they're never kind of happy endings because most of these lines are now closed. But giving it like an ending, but try and make it a positive out of the ending.
Find your ending and work backwards from there, and then you'll know what your film is. And it can't. Tragedy is okay. That's one story arc.
Yeah, actually, that's very true.
But usually there's a call to action at the end of a tragedy in a documentary. You present the problem, and here's the disaster that happened. Now here's what we can do to rectify it or improve it or do something about it or preserve this, whatever it is.
That's very interesting. Yeah, I see. Again, I hadn't thought of it in that way.
When you read my book, you will.
There you go. Like I say, I need to get my hands on that and go through it. And like I say, it will teach me a few tips and tricks. That's fantastic. Roger, like I say, really appreciate you reaching out to us. And sorry about the slight delay. Like I say, it was just with the house move and everything. It was, what a headache.
Well, aren't you glad that's over with?
Oh, tell me about it. We've actually got a new kitchen turning up on Wednesday. And so we've got, me and my wife are going to give it a go of fitting it ourselves, which I think is going to be okay. But yeah, like I say, again, it's kind of once you've got these things done, they're great. But I have got my little sort of headspace back. This is where I'm quite happy. I'm the same as you. I'm quite happy to sit there and edit. And I've been going through a couple of old railway books. Yelverton to Princetown. There's on Dartmoor in the southwest. But I've just been going through and editing some photos, and like I say, that to me is just my little headspace where I can sit there and relax and sort of chill out.
You might find the person, like there's a documentary called The Last Blockbuster. I don't know if you've seen it. It's about, you remember the Blockbuster stores were the biggest video rental stores in the United States. Did you have those in England?
Oh yeah, we had them.
Okay, so when they went away, there's still one left. There's still one left in Oregon.
Yes, I have heard that.
And it's become like a draw to people to go there to worship at the temple of Blockbuster. The memories of what it was like when you would go there on a Friday night with your Blockbuster card and look at all the titles and try to pick.
I don't know which one I want.
Yeah. So there's one left, and they made a documentary about it. And so maybe you'll find that one person or that one thing where somebody has preserved some aspect of the train history, or has a train in their backyard, or they built their own locomotive. I don't know. You find someone who brings life and passion back to a subject that seemed to be dying.
Fantastic. Roger, again, like I say, thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. And when you've got your next book out, obviously, please give us a shout and we'll be happy to give you a good plug.
All right. Yeah. Might have to try and make a documentary about you and your collectibles.
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, I haven't got that many collectibles, but I mean the whole thing about, like I say, the cine film to DVD and stuff. I still do that now. Somebody's just given me my hometown. I live in a place called Yeovil in the southwest, and somebody's just given me a whole load of movie footage of Yeovil from like the 1960s up to the 1980s. So I've been transferring that. But again, that to me is quite fascinating because again, it's just that nostalgia that people remember. I recently went through some old movies of my dad, and he had an old cinema called The State that he was a projectionist in. And I just simply posted a picture. It was a very, very quick grab frame from some cine film. But the comments I had from people saying, I remember going there and I remember throwing popcorn and we got thrown out, and all these wonderful little stories that come out about it over a building which unfortunately has now been demolished.
Yeah. Well, see, we would peel away the onion, and this is what would come out in your history and your passion, and we'd find out the secrets that you're keeping from all of us, and it would lead us down the rabbit hole to something like the state or whatever it is that that's in your history that you're passionate about.
Yeah. Oh, fascinating. Roger, thank you. Have a good rest of the day. And like I say, hopefully we'll be in touch soon. What I'll do is I'll get something edited together and I'll get an article written up as well. I'll do it closer to the date on the 17th, which is when are we next? Tuesday
2
week.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll aim to get that out maybe on the Monday the 16th. Because that then gives people a chance to have a good look at it and so forth. But once I've got it all edited and up, I'll pop you across a link so you can have a look.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Roger, again, thank you so much for joining us. I'll speak to you soon.
Okay. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.